Under his wings I'm safely abiding. Though the night deepens, but still I can trust him. I know he will keep me. And I am his child. Under his wings, who from his love can save us. Under his wings, my soul shall abide, safely abide forever.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning, everybody. I am so sorry for the slightly delayed start. You might have picked it up there. Some challenges with internet connection, but we are here. God is still good. Good morning. Am I audible? I'm gonna go by faith now. I can't keep asking the same question. I'm gonna go by faith that you can hear me. All right. Okay. Now, what's the word? Sorry, I need to get myself a little bit ready this morning. Caught off guard. Okay. Day four. How are you ladies doing? Thank you so much. Day 4. How are we doing? All right. So when we come in, we greet. All right. We come in, we greet. We like or love the broadcast. So Kakanya took the front row seat this morning. She took the front row seat this morning doing the declaration. So she's done all these things. She came. She's put down the declaration. All right. So let's please do protocol, ladies. Can we please quickly observe protocol so that I can quickly also go to the word. So thank you so much. Good morning, Kwakanya. Good morning, Liketso. Lesotho is in the house. All right. Soweto. Salome joining us from Soweto. Umtata is in the house, ladies. Cape Town is in the house. Good morning, Nomvuyo. Let's see. Maun's in the house. All right. Kiana, good morning. Johannesburg is in the house. Good morning, Dudu. Thank you so much. So you come in and you greet. Eswatini is in the house. Who's this joining us from Palape? Mo is joining us from Palape. Good morning. All right. So ladies, thank you so much. Please do so. Let's keep coming in. Let's keep doing the greetings. And right. So part of the protocol is you like and you love the proceedings wherever it is that you are. You tag someone. All right. Zambia is in the house. Good morning. And you tag somebody's joining us from Pretoria. You tag a friend, but I always ask you to share. You know, I was reflecting on the whole 100-fold growth that God is pushing us. God is asking us to grow by this year. And so our fruitfulness, they are in the era of technology, and this is so beautiful. In the era of technology, there are people who will reach, but people that we will never actually meet on this side of heaven. But when we get to heaven, there are people who will say, you don't know us. Remember what happened when we were at TOGI, when we met our famous Presbyterians. They say, you don't know us. We followed you online, and then eventually we followed you to the boardwalk, to the TOGI conference. So when you share, then I say, you have no idea actually who you will reach. What you are doing is you're planting the seeds, and you are allowing God to do the watering, to do the germination, to do the growth, and to do the spreading. And that's the thing about fruitfulness, is that fruit, a seed is planted. God planted the first seeds, right? God planted the first seeds in all of us. The seed is planted, and then the fruit tree grows, and then it bears more fruit. And in the fruit that the tree bears, there are more seeds, which then get planted, which result in more trees, which bear more fruit, which contain more seeds, which get planted, which more trees, more fruit. So yours, ladies, is to simply bear fruit, which contains seeds, which will grow grow into trees that you will never see. All right. So thank you so much. So many people have already begun. We declare, right? We declare. Let's declare. Let's declare. I will be fruitful. And actually, let me put this one. Let me put this one as a banner. All right. Let's declare today. Today. Our declaration for today. Here it is. All right. I will be fruitful. I will multiply for the glory of God and the blessing of humanity till Jesus comes. And we kind of have a preamble now, by the grace of God, by the grace of God, with the Holy Spirit of God allowing. And we pray this morning that the Holy Spirit may inhabit our praise, that Lord, you would descend in this place, that each and every one of us that is here might have a spiritual experience, might have an encounter with you, even as we continue with this broadcast. So we kind of always start from here, because this is what it's all about. Purpose must prevail, right? And so I'm continuing from here. So we said yesterday, I'm not going to keep repeating the whole thing now. We said yesterday that level 10 is not the destination. So when you get to where God puts you, so God's methods are unorthodox. Okay, let's quickly go through this, right? So fruitfulness, multiplication for the glory of God and the betterment of humanity. And when you do that, you will grow. And at some point, you will outgrow Goshen. By how much do you grow? By 100-fold, right? By 100-fold. And possible outcome, we've said that when one of the things that will happen as you grow is that you will outgrow the place where you are. And when that happens, you need to level up. And really, where we are sitting, ladies, where we are sitting is in this outgrowth, right? In this outgrowth, is in this growth, is that how does God then grow us? The other word we've been using is promotion, which is what we're talking about again today. How does God grow us? How does God make us outgrow Goshen? All right. And we said that he's got traditional ways, but more often God's ways are unorthodox. And so for the past 2 days, we've spent time talking about God's unorthodox ways of promotion, but the nice ways of promotion, all right? And we spent time then talking about how God promoted Esther, and what God says to Esther, that if I take you, like I did with Esther, from the orphanage to the palace, from an orphan to a queen, this is the most important thing. Remember that level 10, queenship. Yesterday I've been talking about queendom, like, hey, English, queenship is not a destination, right? When you get there, you've got to operate. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a person where you freeze, right? When you get there, you've got to operate. We are there, ladies. We are in that. We are here in these unorthodox methods of God. But for the past 2 days, we've been talking about unorthodoxy, but nice, pleasant. Basically, I mean, it doesn't get better than Esther. I can't sit there. It doesn't get better than Esther in terms of all of us. If we were to choose, right? If we were to choose, we would all rather be promoted the way that Esther was promoted, right? All of us, we would rather be promoted the way that Esther was promoted, but God doesn't work like that. But we do know that when God promotes you, there's a calling on your life. There's a bigger calling on your life, and that calling smells like the glory of God. And we said that the main focus is God's glory. When you do that, humanity will be blessed. That when God promotes you, he is setting you up as an agent of God. He's setting you up as an agent of God. In the case of Esther, it is an agent of deliverance. And in the case of the young men we are talking about today, it's the same, it's the exact same truth. That when God promotes you, you are an agent of deliverance. When God promotes you, you are there to prevent a genocide. You are there to prevent a complete wipe away of a certain generation, of a certain type of people. And here's the point I want to make today. And I'd like you to take note of this. Please, like we've been noting these other wonderful ways that God is promoting us, I would like you to take note of this one as well. That God's promotions often smells like service, but not just service, undesirable service, right? God's promotions often smell like service, but not just any service. They smell like undesirable service. Where are we today? Let me quickly jump to the word. Today we are in the book of Genesis, chapter 37. We are talking about another young man who was promoted by God beautifully in the end, promoted by God in hindsight, promoted by God. But during the process of promotion, life was tough. During the process of promotion, life was tough. Somebody write this down. We are in the book of Genesis, chapter 37, verse 13 and verse 14. God's promotions smell like service and often undesirable service. What am I saying to you? You know, with Esther, it was nice. Let me not keep referring to Esther because I'm going to lose time. But with Esther, ladies, it was nice. It was nice. But now in the book of Genesis, there is another young man whose promotion also meant deliverance of others, whose promotion also meant that he was there to present a genocide of not just one nation. Esther was there to prevent the genocide of the Jews. This young man, Joseph, was there also to present a genocide, not only of his people, the Jewish people, but of the people of Israel. Joseph was there to prevent the genocide of the people of Israel, but the Egyptians, but dare I say, other nations as well. All right. In fact, I was listening to Pastor Motsamai at Disdasta this past weekend, talking about the fact that Joseph was actually in somewhere central in the plan of salvation, because in the lineage of the people of Israel was Jesus. Now imagine if all the people of Israel were destroyed, what was going to happen to the plan of salvation? I'm saying to you, your promotion has got huge implications on things that you don't even know about. You cannot know how far God is going to take that which He's doing in your life. Yours is to try your best in your humanity and in your failures to cooperate, because you see that which you see in front of you, and that's all. You can only see what is in front of you. That's enough. But you do not know how far and how wide and how high and how deep this thing that God is doing in your life will go. Yours is to cooperate. To help us. Let me read. Oh my Lord, it's 4:16 already. Let me read verse 13. And Israel being Jacob, remember, Israel being Jacob, and Israel said to Joseph, okay, maybe let me start in verse 12. I'm not going to read it again, I promise you. But someone please write it down. All right, we already did. Let me put that comment so that we all know. All right, calm down. Then his brothers went to feed their father's flock in Shechem. These are the brothers of Joseph. Verse 13, and Israel, which is Jacob, said to Joseph, are not your brothers feeding the flock in Shechem? Come, I will send you to them. Someone write that down. Come, I will send you being you being me, to them. Come, I will send you to them. Come, I will send you to them. We're going to come back to them, and we're going to come back to you. But listen, ladies, listen, I am moved by the response of this young man. I am moved by the response. So he said, here I am. Send me. And then, of course, verse 14, then he said to him, please go. And this is now verse 14. Please go and see if it is well with your brothers and well with the flocks, and bring word to me. So he sent him out to the valley, out of the valley of Hebron, and he went to Shechem. You've missed this. Yeah, come. I will send you to them. This is Jacob speaking, but can I say that the I here is God? The I here is God. And the you here is you, my sisters, and me. And so far it is good, because between I and you, between God and you, it is well. In fact, between God and you is pleasantness, is promotion. This is Joseph, this is Jacob and Joseph, who have a beautiful relationship, right? Characterized by love, characterized by favor, characterized by that garment of many colors. There is wonderful bond, beautiful bond between Jacob and Joseph. Joseph has found favor with his father. It is well. Things are pleasant. In fact, how is it that Joseph is being sent to go and look at the people who are in the forest? You know why? Because Joseph is one of the 12 brothers. Oh, he's one of the 11, 12. I don't know, are there 11 or 12 of them at this stage? But he's one of the brothers, all right? But how is it that he's at home? He's at home because he is his father's favorite. He's at home because he is his father's favorite. Now, Joseph actually wanted to go, but his father held him back. And when Ellen White goes deep in why Jacob held him back, is because the father still needed to educate him. He still needed to teach him some things. He still needed to bond with him. He still needed to prepare him. Listen, we've been talking about promotion. Can I throw in this little caveat? It's a little digression. Can I please throw this in to those of you who feel like you are being held back? You want to go out. You want to go out and do. You want to go out and be. You want to go out and be fruitful. You want to go out there and be multiplied, and you feel like you are being held back. Listen, you are not being delayed. This is a serious digression, but God has asked me to just quickly throw this in to those guys who are left at home while other people are out there in the field, to those guys who are sitting having a gap year while other people are out there, to those guys who are sitting having a quiet moment, and yet other people are God has set me to quickly drop this before we prove you are not being delayed. You are not being denied. You are not being held back. You are being prepared. You are being prepared. You are not being delayed. You are being prepared. You are not being delayed. You are being prepared and molded and fixed and God is busy preparing you because there is also a big assignment on your life. One of the mistakes we make sometimes is to compare our journeys with each other. That if I am 18, the next stage is 19, and at 19 we are all at university, and now you are sitting at home, other people are at university. That if I am 30, this is the age where we get married. So many of my peers are out there getting married, and you are sitting at home, and yet you feel like you are off the stage, and God is not delaying you. God has not turned his back on you. In fact, God has kept you back to prepare you. God has kept you back to make you, to mold you. Your assignment is about to break out. Your assignment is about to unfold. Your assignment is about unfolding. And when it unfolds, it's going to, oh my Lord, it's going to be big. This is now me getting distracted. This is now me taking an off-ramp. Let's come back from the off-ramp. Let's come back from the off-ramp and go back to now the time for you to come out has come. I and me, God and Joseph, Jacob and Joseph were in order. They were like this. And Joseph had found favor with his father by virtue of being Rachel's son, right? But there was a bigger favor. And by the way, we need to say this, and again, this is in person. We need to say this, that when you find favor with people, the ultimate person with whom you have found favor is God. Some people, ladies, look, parents are natural, that you can find favor with your parents. It's natural. All children should find favor with your parents. But when the favor of God is upon you, whether they like it or not, there are people who are going to be forced. There are people who are going to be forced for you to find favor in. I have no time to talk about Nehemiah, who was given a letter, which was a command from the king to other people. Give him this, right? So when you find favor with people, The truth is you have found favor with God. You have found favor with God. Okay, so Jacob had found Joseph. I'm going to trip over these two words this morning. Joseph had found favor with his father. But the bigger picture, it was now time. Bendiadressa lando yoba ufilished ba uthene shekile nje ushekile yes because he had found favor but ushekile because he needed a little bit more molding ebedinga ukuxovwa a little bit more that when it was time for him to come out somehow there are always three people in this situation. There was Jacob the father, there was Joseph the son, but there was God. Uthi shame. Uthi Jacob in verse 2. I want to read this. Please go and see if it is well with your brothers and well with the flocks and bring back word to me. So Jacob sends his son expecting him to come back. God knew that this young man was not going to come back. God knew that this young man was not going to come back. Oh, Masambi, okay, so Jacob then says to Joseph, come, I will send you to them. In other words, it is now time to go. You have now been fully prepared. That's the bigger message that heaven is sending to this young man. He can't hear it. The father can't hear it. But as far as heaven is concerned, in the stadiums of heaven, the children of God are watching as Jacob opens the door, letting his son to come out. Heaven is saying the plan of salvation is about to unfold. The young man has been fully prepared. He is going. I send you. I send you. I send you. I have prepared you. I have molded you. I send you to them. Now, let me go back to the message of today. Let's take a moment and talk about the them. Let's take a moment and talk about the them. And I am in awe of the response of Joseph. He does not argue. His response says, here I am, send me. We're going to talk about, at some point, we're going to meet Joseph and his brothers. I'm running ahead of myself in the story. At some point, we're going to meet Joseph and his brothers when it has become now clear and when Joseph serves his brothers. But it did not start in Egypt. Joseph did not start in Egypt to send brothers that he knew hated him. And that's the point of today. As much as it is not clear in the Bible, when Joseph left home to go and see to his brothers, he did not go. He went willingly, not willingly, he went, write the word obedience. He went in obedience. Thank you, Kwakan. He went in obedience to God. He went in obedience to God. Kaya, fruitfulness requires obedience. Because the minute you bear the fruit, it is up to God, not to you who benefits from your fruit. Yours is to bear, yours is to bear the fruit. Yours is to bear. The dissemination of the fruit is God's business. You are God's business. The beneficiaries of the fruit are God's business. And so the key word is obedience. Who are struggling to grow. Your fruit is rotting in your house. Your fruit is rotting in your premises because you thought it was yours. It is not yours. It is yours to benefit from. It is yours for your children to benefit from. But there are people who are going to have to benefit from the fruit, and it is undesirable. Those are people that you would rather not feed. Joseph is sent out. Sorry. I just need to take a sip. I've got 2 minutes left. Joseph is sent out to go, to go and to go. Number one, he doesn't want to leave his father. So that's undesirable. But the father says, go. He says, I will go. Obedience. Obedience. The father says, go. He says, I will go. You know, Sis Lulu, one of the things about obedience is that some people look at what you've done. I'm talking about you, I'm talking about myself and many others. They're like, how did you know? You say, I didn't know. I didn't know. All I did was obey, and I did it quickly. I did it quickly because I knew that if I didn't, I was going to run away from fear. So Joseph says, yes, I will go. He is going. Number one, this is what makes this undesirable. It's undesirable because he has to leave his father behind. The guys were close. That it was time to get out of the nest. It was time to get out of the nest. And he was obedient to that. But the bigger issue is that Joseph went to a group of brothers, a large number of grown men who hated his guts. Can I just tell you something before I let you go? Your fruit, is going to benefit you. And I'm not going to just in you bearing it a privilege. Yeah, fruit is going to benefit your children, your mother, your father, your best friends. But your fruit is also, if you are obedient to God, your fruit is going to benefit the very people that want you dead. Your fruit is going to benefit them, not only them, their children, not only their children, their children's children. The people we are talking about now on day one that are outgrowing Goshen are products of the obedience of Joseph. What is this? Is this a demotion? No, my friend. It is a promotion. God is promoting you, but in ways that are unorthodox, but in ways that are painful. Your role in the matter is to say, Lord, I will go. The young man says, I will go. And I leave you. It is like, what's that word? But conflicting agendas here, and God puts you in the middle of the conflicting agendas. Heaven's agenda is kind of the bigger picture of Jacob's agenda. Jacob's agenda is the wellness of all his sons, right? Heaven's agenda is the plan of salvation. Hey, the beneficiaries' agenda is the destruction of this young man. I'm comparing this. He was sent there to check that it is well with them. He went there to serve. He went there carrying a wellness agenda. He went there carrying supplies for them. I have got to leave it here. So when you say yes to God, when you say yes to fruitfulness, by all means, ladies, you can expect the Esther experience. And God in his kindness, he will give you the Esther experience. You will find yourself with treatments. But more often than not, when God calls and you say yes, he will send you to places that you would rather not go to serve people that you would rather not serve. And when you get there, you are likely to fall into traps of the same people trying to kill you. What is your response? Here I am. Send me. What is the response? My chi, I will go. Here I am, Lord. Send me, and by your grace, in spite of the enemies, I will be fruitful. I will multiply for your glory, Lord, first and foremost, and for the betterment of people's lives. Those people, for the betterment of humanity. Humanity includes my children. Humanity includes everybody. But if humanity includes those that hate my guts, Lord, let it be. I will obey. I'm going to leave it here. But I just want to say to somebody who has already been sent, not in the Esther way, but in Joseph's way, obey. Trust and obey. For there's no other way to be happy in Jesus than to trust and obey. Bless you, ladies. Let's go and pray. All the best for day 4. Thank you so much.